Live.
Oh,
Welcome
good.
to the It's Always Saturday podcast, because when you're with the boys, it's always Saturday.
Always Saturday. Today we got myself, Ian, just doing the intro. I did say I was Ian? Myself, Spencer.
Yeah, you did.
Off to a strong start.
Yeah.
We got Ian doing the intro, myself, Spencer. Bobby's also here, and also my actual grandfather. He is here as well. Hello, Grandpa. How are you doing?
I'm just feeling really good.
That's
I've
Stella.
always been good. I always been good. So
Nice.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So,
yeah.
Grandpa, you want to talk about sex? You said you want some opinions. Like, what are your questions?
Well, my question is I don't know. You guys have so much information on Facebook and Instagrams and all the rest of the crap that comes over the waves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you must know everything about sex.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got a funny feeling that maybe you don't quite know it all.
Okay.
Because there's a little bit few things that you don't get out of that. How to Google everything. So maybe I'd like to ask a few questions like what is the actual moment of eye contact mean to you?
Like,
Oh,
goodness.
I was not ready for that.
Stella, I think Bobby should start.
Why? I'm the only one.
yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Bobby, what does eye contact during sex mean to you?
No, not during sex.
Oh, beforehand?
It says the initial eye contact
You
when
see,
you have a long
that
look in the eyes.
that's the issue. Us, like young horny fucks, like we gotta tone her down. We gotta take it down about
Exactly.
15 knots. It's ridiculous.
Take you down, exactly.
Yeah, you need to have some bit of information to take care of that.
All right, so Bobby,
So
what
anyways-
do you read in some eye contact?
Well, I ain't never had that moment of eye contact, to be honest.
Oh,
You've never looked a woman in the eyes in your entire life?
I mean,
Cheers.
not in a way of like, dang, I kind of like this woman. Just like, if just like normal conversation, like this conversation is about sex, so I ain't had it in that sort of way before.
Grandpa, I think Bobby needs to talk, and I feel like you're the best person to give it to him.
Yes,
Bobby needs to talk.
a
No, the Bobby's going on the right direction. See, that's the problem. You see, some people just don't have the guts to say what's in their heart and what's in their mind. So, but women love it.
Exactly. Hearts and
Don't
minds.
be afraid. Don't be
When
afraid to say what you feel ever.
okay.
all right.
Yeah. You know, you
That's
got to keep.
that's so interesting.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
me and Spencer and Spencer's girlfriend Amy have actually been talking a lot about like saying what you think in the last like couple weeks. Because like me, Spencer, and Amy are all like firm believers that like you should always say what you think. People like
Right.
and that you always need to express how you actually feel about things. And because it's
Exactly.
helpful for you, it's helpful for everyone. And yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up.
So helpful.
It's very important. It's the most important move in sex.
What kind of moves you go for in sex? Emotional honesty, being forthcoming as a person.
No,
That's my kind of movement.
that's the one that gets me going. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. When she honest, fuck. Ooh.
Yo.
Bro, honestly,
So
honesty makes the panties drop straight up.
I'll tell you something. It does for a lot of people, and it really makes a difference to the woman immensely. So it's all around good for you guys if you use that method. So.
Bobby, I don't see that you have a pen and paper out right now. I feel like you're really.
Oh god.
Hey,
I think you need to take notes, man.
hey, we all were a little bit shy and hesitant to talk to women properly. We all went through that route. So,
Mhm.
I mean, we look at a nice woman that you're kind of interested in, your tongue drops down to your knees, and you can't even talk anymore. So, and your mind usually drops below the belt, so I can't talk anything about that either. So,
It's a rough old life.
Exactly. For boys, it's really bad. And but the thing is, you don't understand women too much at that time. So in your age, you don't really totally understand women. But these are the things that will help you in the long run. If I've had through my experiences, so honesty is the best policy, like it's always been said and always will be. So, and if you can be honest with you and your people, then man, you got it made. Don't be afraid to say it. So,
Stellar.
anyways, let's get back. Yeah. So, have you guys got anything input on that subject, on that part of it, on the first part of dating and getting to know somebody?
I think
Like input as in advice
Anything.
or anything.
yeah, just
Yeah,
what do you
you know,
like?
anything
What do you
goes
feel
here.
like? I think there is something to be said about like that first like moment of like. I think introducing yourself the right way is very key, and hopefully, I think the best route is hopefully you already have some kind of like mutual connection to this person.
Mhm.
Because I remember one time in like the 10th grade, I was putting some books back in the library, and there was this other girl, and she just like went down the stairs, and we like had like an eye contact thing, and I was like, nice, and I was like, hi, and she was like, hello. And then I never talked with her again because I never saw her again in my
Nice.
life. And that was.
Nice.
And then she apparently went to our school, but that chick was a fucking phantom. I never saw that woman again. She
You scared her
goddamn.
away.
She changed schools. Me saying one word to her just fucking sent her off.
Yes, we've all had that experience.
Yeah, so that was a time and a half. I think one
Yeah.
thing that's funny.
Um,
Ian, you say your piece. I got someone else to
Oh,
transition
I
to
was just
later.
gonna say that, like, if you're talking about like the initial eye contact, like for me, I think there's a lot about attraction that you can't explain. And so when it comes to why you're attracted to someone, I don't really feel like that's something that you choose. I feel like that's more of just like a connection that you can't explain. So I feel like that part of the um like the connection to this person or like why you feel like you're attracted to this person is like started in that like initial eye contact where you just kind of look and you like what you see but you don't know why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's all related to sex. So
Yeah. Well, what isn't really?
everything comes back to sex.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah.
Like I remember like writing my exams in school. I'm just like thinking like,
Just
damn,
sex.
getting just sex. Like getting like a 3.4
Exactly.
sex. All there is to it.
Spencer out here writing that English exam like to be or not to be, but Spencer's like to have sex or not to have sex.
To bone or not to bone? That is the
Yeah,
question.
exactly. Yeah, and this goes on from age 12 to 102. So
102. So that's when it stops. That's the cutoff.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Shut
At
her down.
100, at 102, your dick just falls off.
It's just
Exactly.
you just don't get a choice.
And then they give you a blue pill and everything's okay.
Then you're living.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed is that both Bobby and Ian usually like we're very casual with how we speak, but like they're still I think both you and like Bobby and Ian have a tendency to like they're in very religious households. They're used to structures where like you don't swear around like elders, you're always very very respectful. And that's I get that that's not your vibe at all. So I think it's very interesting seeing like them interact because they're sort of like getting used to you. What do you think about?
Bro,
I
what? The way you're talking as if it's like we're getting to meet like a zoo animal for the first time.
Man's is an animal. We've established this.
I kind of see what Spencer's saying though, is because like as like someone who was raised in like a very religious household, there is like a particular way that you're taught to how to speak to people who are older than you and considered like your elders. And I understand what Spencer's saying. It's
Mhm.
like
So,
Yeah.
Grandpa, that's just what I'm curious about, Grandpa. Like, what do you think about that stuff of like younger folks trying to talk to older folks and like younger folks not really like trying to be as prim and proper as possible?
Well, the thing is, like, the thing is, the religion keeps it all apart. See, I went to church 3 times a week when I was a kid too, but I went I went different route. I was the black sheep of the family. I took off and left the flock and traveled the world. And I've been around the block a couple of times, but it doesn't make any difference how you think inside. So
Mhm.
it had nothing to do with religion. Okay, it's sex. So
Master of the callback.
religion has got nothing to do with that. So, except if you're Mormon, and then they tell you that are you Mormon? Mormons?
No.
You're not Mormon. No.
No.
No, we can talk shit about them. We're
Yeah.
good.
They tell you can only have sex if you want to have a baby. That's the only time you can have sex.
What?
Yeah, that's what Mormon Bible tells you.
Yikes.
Dang.
Bruh, good thing I'm not Mormon.
I got the. That either takes too much patience or too much money, and either of those aren't good options.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why people from like religious families always have so many kids. It's like,
That's
well,
right.
we can only have sex if we're trying to have a kid.
And they also tell you no contraceptives. So
Yeah.
so it's kid every year.
Yeah, that's like,
No.
isn't that a pretty Catholic thing? Like,
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it's
Catholics are very
it's a lot
against.
of religions, not just Catholics.
Mm.
I just been thinking
Yeah.
of that Monty Python skit where there's like the Catholic family and they have like hundreds of kids. It's just like this like husband and wife, but they like themselves have hundreds of kids. And there's this whole
Yeah.
song that's like every sperm is good, every sperm is great. And it's a whole fucking song and dance about. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Anyways, it's let's get back to the subject.
Yeah, back to
Forget
sex. Back to
about-
sex.
Let's
Back
yeah. let's get rid of let's keep religion out of it because it doesn't have anything to do with it. So
Yeah. Religion is anti-sex. Is that what we're saying?
I mean,
It's-
you're not
No,
wrong.
no, it's not anti-sex,
It's not
but
anti-
they do hold you back a bit when you're younger. So
Mhm.
they try to
Mhm.
brainwash you a little bit. So, but let's forget about that. I don't want to talk about religion because that's another subject for another day.
All right.
But
Okay.
Well,
So
okay, so,
let's
we've
get
got
back-
we
okay.
got sex, religion. What else is there good to talk about? Politics? That'd be a good option.
no, let's not talk about politics either because we can say a lot of words, but it won't mean anything. So,
Oh, what do you mean by that?
so well, that's what politicians do.
Say a lot.
Yeah.
Grandpa, what's
Anyways,
your
look-
like ideal government structure? Like what if because like a lot of the politicians bullshit. Like what do you think?
Well-
Like what would make it better?
Okay, what would make it real better is that just like you and me, if we got a job and we screw up, we have to pay for it. Government screws up, we still have to pay for it. If they had to pay for it, there would be no screw ups.
Ah,
If they had to go to war, there would be no wars.
yeah, the
So if they
politicians
can-
themselves, yeah.
Yeah, they have to do exactly what we have to do, or else they can't be in politics. You see, that would be the ideal situation.
Yeah.
But
Accountability.
if they lose $1 million because they screwed up, they didn't do their work properly, then it comes out of their paycheck. So just like everybody else, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think
And
that
that would make politicians really, really keen to do a good job.
yeah, if when there's
Yeah,
if several millions or billions of dollars just disappear, they actually have to deal with that. They got to figure that out.
Yeah.
yeah, you got
There
it.
we go. There we go.
And if they don't, they go to jail. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
just like everybody else.
just like everybody else.
See, that's what I
Accountability,
call
like
about
it.
democracy. Pardon?
Oh, I was just saying accountability. I like it.
Exactly. That's exactly what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Like democracy isn't fair
Yeah.
if people that are in charge of it don't get the same treatment.
Well, if you can see these white collar persons in jail with, 100 real criminals, so they call them real criminals, but they're all criminals. So,
Mhm.
so
The
they couldn't
bastards.
survive in jail. So they have a white collar jail. So where they get room and board and
Mhm.
Bastards.
Hey, you might be there someday, Spencer.
See, here's the thing. I'm all for accountability, Ian. That's why I want you to help teach me MMA fighting, because I think politicians should have to fight each other if they don't do shit, and I want to take them the fuck out. Like, I see all these old windbags. I think I can take them.
Hey, yo, my pads are in my car. Let's get it.
Like, look at Dick
See,
Cheney.
now-
Dick Cheney was a psychopath, did so much in the States. If somebody was like, I'm opposed to this, he couldn't just argue out of it. He got dodge and weave. I don't think he could do it.
Hey,
If somebody was able to just clock Dick Cheney so that nothing would happen, the Iraq War wouldn't have happened. Let's think
He
about
probably
that.
would have. He probably would have caught a lot of hands as well, just because of his name being Dick.
Exactly.
Speaking of dick, let's get back to the subject.
Back to the
Sex.
subject. Back to sex.
We're here to talk about
Just a whole hour of talking about nothing but sex with my grandpa. This is all I could have ever wanted.
So now I want to know what you guys actually know about the female body. You see, this is what I want to.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see, because there's a lot of things that I never knew until I don't know, a couple of years ago. I mean, I was always looking for answers, but I never got them.
mhm.
Anyway, so
Well, I think for me, like, I remember when I was young, like, mom just gave me a book and she's like, here's an explanation and it has all the bits. And there was like little, like, drawing pictures and all that. It wasn't like pictures of actual people, but it was like, this is what a woman is. That's a vagina. There's usually 2 tits. If there's 3, that's a little weird, but don't bring that up. Then that's kind of, and that was kind of all there was to it. I don't like Ian, like Bobby, like what for you guys was kind of like, did your parents like have a talk with you, like?
In a way, yes. I don't know how old I was, but they kind of like my dad kind of like sat me down and was like, "Hey, so like you're gonna like." It was actually when I had my very first girlfriend. He sat me down and he was like, "You can have like these like urges to like do this and that." It wasn't really explained like
It was just
how
don't.
to do it because the message
Yeah.
was just don't.
yeah, yeah,
And
this and
as
that.
as anybody can attest to, I've folled that just
Oh
straight down.
no,
That's
you
what
see,
we've
that's a
done.
funny joke because you get mad bitches, just
Yeah.
nonstop.
Well, I didn't get any talks. I didn't get anything.
Any thoughts?
All
Nothing.
my mother would say when I walked out the door, "Be good." That's all she did. That was it. So
Just pat on the shoulder.
no shoulder pat.
No
just
shoulder
be good.
pat. Just from across the kitchen. Be good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Bobby, what about you?
So-
Have you gotten the talk yet?
Oh, I don't think I've gotten like a formal sit down like whole talk. If I have, I can't remember it. But,
It's
like,
just a
I-
repressed memory. You just push that aside.
I just like blocked it away.
Mhm.
But
He
no,
pushed
like
it aside to make room for Jesus.
So you never got any information about the act or the female body or anything like that from anybody.
I mean, I think sex ed in school was a bit like I don't really think I got like
Yeah, I know. That's just tell you the bits and pieces. That's all it tells you.
yeah. Like,
yeah.
I remember in sex ed when they like, because they had people looking at those like slides, a picture would come up. I'd be like, that's a penis. And everybody's like, ha, that's a penis. And I remember in like the boys' class, and then like there was a picture that came up, and there was a vagina, and everyone was silent. No one knew what the fuck they were like. It's like somebody just got shot in front of them. If somebody was murdered, it'd be like
Exactly.
the same silence and stress of just like, are we allowed to say anything? Can we make jokes about vaginas?
Yeah, you do. You're very silent class, I know.
Yeah.
my in fourth grade, my teacher he goes to basically introduce the fact that we are going to be having sex ed. He goes, Can anyone tell me if you know what this word means? He turns around and he writes penis on the board, and the roof came off the building. Like, we were like, yo! Like,
He wrote penis.
we just exploded.
And I remember there was a kid in like I think it was either grade 4 or grade 3 health class, and they'd been like, okay guys, like we need to use the proper like medical terms. We're gonna say like penis, vagina. But this one kid, I think it was like, I swear to God, he said tiddlywink. He would only ever say tiddlywink.
That is the biggest medical term.
Exactly. And genuinely, one of his like he would use like he have such a straight face and be like, okay, so like the tiddlywink, right? And then the person teaching was like, kiddo, like say it like penis, like that's the word for it. And he was like, no, it's not. That's the tiddlywink. And this kid was dead set.
So, how many of you guys did you guys get any sex education out of the Playboy and Hustler and those magazines?
I would say not magazines, but like my sex education, as it were, primarily came from the internet and then learning it as I go, which fortunately I'm very good at.
Okay, so tell me all about the vagina. What do you know about the vagina?
Ian, have you gone through the woods and found the clitoris?
I have.
You've been on that mystical journey.
I have.
So tell me all you know about it.
Yeah.
What's involved with it? What's actually happening down there?
Yeah, please, Ian, how do you pleasure a woman?
Yo, okay, I gotta get a whiteboard real quick, throw some diagrams.
No, you don't need the diagrams. What I want to hear is not you can't see it, so by the naked eye. So.
We're talking about the soul, the spirit of coochie.
No, I'm not talking about the soul. I just thought you guys should know these things, but apparently you don't dig deep enough on the internet.
Please enlighten us, Grandpa.
Please, please.
We gotta know. We're some eager to learn boys.
Yes. We're just some repressed virgins.
How many nerve endings end in the vagina?
I'm gonna say at least like. I'm gonna say over 70 for sure. A few hundred. My guess, few hundred.
Anybody else care to guess?
10,000? I don't know.
That's really a long shot, yeah.
I'm gonna say 800.
800? Good guess.
Okay, 1,800.
1,800? Nice.
1,800.
They're kicking it.
And you know what's at the end of the penis?
Foreskin.
A hole. Foreskin.
We're talking about nerve endings.
Actually, you know how they circumcise whales?
Carefully.
Yeah, you get
Garden shears?
with foreskin divers. You gotta get foreskin divers.
Very
crazy.
carefully.
Anyway,
So you don't understand your own little dinky
listen.
there. So
Yeah, my little the tiddlywink. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
you don't know how many nerve endings you got down there,
I feel like,
I've heard
I
it's
know
like-
there's a lot. There's a
It's
lot
like
down
an
there.
insane amount.
but you don't know for sure though.
No.
640.
Oh.
That's a pretty exact number.
Well, give or take a few, but
Give or
that's
take a few?
it's
Cool,
in
cool.
it's in the 640. So
Cool.
so anyways, now they have 3 times more nerve endings than we do. So you got to be very careful down there because it's delicate, because it's very sensitive because of all those nerve endings. So. But this is what a lot of guys never know. Never in their lifetime do they know. So,
Like
matter of fact, I've just learned this in the last 3 or 4 years of my life. So,
fair enough.
Oh.
Well,
yeah.
He's
we
imparting
gotta.
his wisdom.
We're all here for wisdom. This man taught me how to golf, and now I'm a golfing prodigy.
Yeah.
Spencer,
Not bad for half an hour.
Exactly.
But anyways, yeah. So anyways, like you know, this wham bang, thank you, man, doesn't really work for 99% of the women. So you got to be very gentle down there. So, because it's really sensitive. So, a lot more sensitive than you guys. So,
Hmm.
you have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, somebody told me one day to beat off, so I just started punching. Like it was.
It's like that one Lil Wayne bar where he's like, "I beat the pussy up," and that's just the whole bar. He's just
Over and over.
Yeah,
Hey, you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Lil Wayne's not doing a good job, according to Grandpa Chris. It
Yeah,
ain't
he's
flying.
not. Grandpa Chris needs to have a talk with Lil Wayne.
No, I'm giving you guys information that took me years to find. So,
Mhm.
so
this
the
is-
other thing is, I did learn something. And the reason why I was asking about the magazines, because, well, when I was in Europe, I was reading a magazine when I was on guard duty one night in Zost, guarding the Emperor of the Kingdom. And I was reading this one magazine in between breaks. And Europeans are a lot more forward and open about everything. We're 50, 60, 100 years behind than they are. So we're like Neanderthals compared to what they think and do. So
Ooga booga.
so anyways,
Nice. We got it.
That's not Africa. Is that African? So anyways, this one magazine told me this little story about making love to women, and since they are so sensitive there, it's a good idea to take it real slow and easy when you first start out. So the slower and easier you can do it, the better they like it. So
Bobby,
Anyways,
I don't see a
that's-
pen and paper. Like again, we've been over this.
hey, it comes to sex, it goes in there and stays in there, right?
Exactly. That is true.
Right, Bobby?
Yeah.
Don't need no paper.
Bobby,
So,
you had a
wow.
thing where you were interested in a woman for a little bit. How any more development in that pursuit?
Ooh.
She still has a boyfriend.
Hey, Bobby, like we said before, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score.
Exactly.
It does. When the,
Hey, Grandpa Chris approved. Come on.
it does when the goalie's my friend.
Oh, the goalie.
That
Oh,
just
well.
means
Just don't have friends.
Hey, there's a woman for every guy. Don't worry about it. So just keep trying. That's the way it works. Don't get discouraged. So
if you can believe it, you can achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you gotta believe it. But anyways, that's the way it is, and I can't do anything about that. But I'd like to.
Like you like-
So,
Grandpa Chris about to take Bobby's friend out.
Is it, Bobby, I got you. Listen, Grandpa can pull in some favors. He knows some
I know
people
lo-
in the Edmonton area. He can get
I
it
know
done.
lots of women. I know lots of women. I love women. You see, that's why. So, and I tell them that.
Well, you got all kinds of girlfriends, Grandpa. I know there's that girlfriend of yours that's opening up that hair salon place soon. You
Oh
got
yeah. I got ladies I play cards with. Got Cecilia and Betty. I
Ooh.
got Terry at the golf course. She's my second wife, and she takes good care of me.
Nice.
Every time I'm hungry, she feeds me. So, and I get a little slip off the bill every time. So she's always good.
Yeah. Well, no,
But anyways, yeah.
they call you. I know they call you slippers on the golf course because
Well, they used
My
to
grand-
call me Cedar Hill, but you know,
another call you
my
slippers.
game's my game's a little bit off, and then I wore slippers to the golf course once because I forgot to put my shoes on, and it's ever stuck ever since. So
Nice.
And that's why we got you those all-terrain slippers one year, and you've been cruising.
Yeah.
I even play golf in the slippers.
Nice.
Got to be comfortable, you know. So
Exactly. If be comfortable, be open, be honest. Some great advice
Exactly.
so far.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
say what you feel. Don't be afraid of it. So somebody makes you mad, don't hit them. Just say, "You make me angry," and leave it at that. So
And
That's
then
part of my anger management, which is another session coming up sometime. So,
Oh, yeah. Part 2 with the anger management. I'm
we're
excited.
talking about
yeah,
sex and anger.
yeah, they go together pretty good.
I mean, well, we got time. Would you be interested in expanding on that more now?
And anger management, I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah,
I
tell me
love
about it.
the
What was your
subject.
experience with it? Like what made you decide that you needed to start going?
Well, because I was very unhappy, I was not happy with my situation at home and my first wife. I wasn't happy at all. So I was wanted actually wanted my whole family to go to counseling, family counseling.
Mm.
You know, my two sons and my daughter and my ex-wife. So I says, doesn't cost us anything. We go down there, half-hour session once a week for 3 or 4 weeks, and see if we can straighten out some of these things. Well, they all said, I don't need counseling. I don't need counseling. They all said that. I says, well, I said, there's something wrong here. So I went. And I got into the anger management course because I was angry probably for a long time. So, you know, you carry this inner anger inside you for a long time before, you know, usually people explode and hit somebody or do something bad or cause a bigger problem than what they had. So I went to this anger management course, and they teach you a lot of good things. And the first thing they teach you is always be true to yourself. Always forgive yourself. So if you're going to tell somebody something, you tell it to yourself first. And if it's true, then you can tell them. If it's not true, then shut your mouth. So, so the other one is, you know, you got to be reliable. You know, if you give your word, then follow your word. You can't just slough it off, and then you become an asshole if you just do that. So, and everybody will call you that to your back, and most of them to your front. So. But there's about 10 or 15 things that we can get into here, but it's a long session. So, how much time we got left?
Oh, Grandpa, as long as you want. We can keep going for a
okay.
while.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so no, let's get into it.
So first of all, let's see. What about Bobby? What kind of anger do you sometimes repress?
I don't know.
That one guy kept pissing behind the shed at that party you threw.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had a party a couple months back, and one of my friends, instead of going inside to the bathroom, he decided to go to the bathroom behind the shed. And it was, for a little bit, it was just kind of like, okay. But then it started to get annoying because everyone else at the party was kind of like, stop doing that, go to the actual toilet. And then then the next one I had, Spencer was there, and so was Ian. And he looked at them and he went, see back there? That's the pee corner. And he pointed to behind the shed. And I blew up on him. I went, no, the fuck, it's not. Go inside to the toilet, you dirty bitch. and I was joking about it, but it was kind of annoying. But to be fair, he did start going to the toilet afterwards.
Way to
So
assert
you
yourself.
actually, just like I said, speak the truth. Don't hold it back.
Don't piss in the weird corner behind the shed.
And
That's a little weird.
90% of the time, it works.
Yeah.
What about you, Ian? Because I know you and I have, like, if you're comfortable talking about it, like, I know once in a while you've said that you've, like, just felt really angry and you weren't totally sure why.
Yeah, usually I end up figuring it out. Sometimes it's like just like things that are going on. Like I won't give specifics, but like there's been a couple situations like the past couple weeks where
Like with work.
I'm a very straightforward person. Like I say what I think, and it bugs me when people will have a problem with something that I'm doing or a way that I go about, and they don't tell me about it, and they just sit on it and they talk to everybody else except for me about it. And And usually I typically deal with that by, because I can't make them come talk to me. Like every opportunity that I get, I'm always talking to them about how like I want them to like express how they feel. Like I want them to tell me if they disagree with something that I did. But most of the time they don't, and I usually work through that with MMA. So
Punch things that aren't people.
yes, yeah, pads, bags, sometimes people.
So you take your anger out on the equipment. Okay.
Hmm.
Do you have any tips for
Yeah.
that, Grandpa?
Well, I used to do that when I was young and stupid too, but anyway.
Nice. Well, what was your progression past that? Like, what do you think would be Ian's next step with all that?
Well, it's like I said, this anger management course is really good because then you don't have to use the equipment. You just use your mind,
Hmm.
which is the ultimate. So, and that's much easier to do and much more fulfilling, and the rewards are unlimited. So,
Hmm.
but so, anyways, what about you, Bobby? Oh, you said, hey, oh, what about you, grandson? What about you? Eh? We haven't heard from you.
Well, no, Bobby's the new interesting one, and he's got that fly cut. Bobby, did you get a haircut? You're looking fresh today.
I took a shower before the podcast tonight.
Wow. Did you comb your hair? He's looking good.
Hey.
He's looking spiffy today.
Don't try to change the subject.
I was just taken aback by Bobby's fresh looking cut.
No, come on, let's go.
I've never really found myself to be that angry. I've always found that because I think the thing as well is that like I like did therapy stuff and like did counseling when I was younger, so I never really got to develop like an aggression against anything. Because when I was like 13, it was a therapist named John Hodel. I was like, listen, bud, you kind of got to deal with shit sometimes, and you got to be able to stop and think about it. And if you take the time and have the patience to figure out what you're feeling and why you're feeling it, that's how you get to a solution. Being mad about it doesn't get you to a solution. It's like, wow, you're right, John. That's sick. Of course, that took about 2 years, that conversation. But so I think I'm quite lucky that I was able to figure out counseling early on, and I was able to get the help that I would need to not ever really develop an anger. Like Ian, you've seen that like at work as well, that like I'm very, very patient with the kids. I don't get mad at the kids. Like a kid will be screaming for a while, and I'll like, if I think that raising my voice is necessary for that kid, is never out of my own aggression. It's just because I think that's what this kid will respond to in this moment. So I don't really think I have an anger. Like sometimes I think about politics and religion and sex and war, and I get heated. But other than that, usually pretty tame most of the time.
Okay, well, this anger management taught me that, like I used to, like Spencer knows, I used to help a lot of people and never really ask for anything for myself. Or I used to fix all my friends' stuff and never asked for anything. And then all of a sudden one day I got really angry and I didn't know why. So this anger management course said, well, yeah, because if you want to do something for somebody, you have to ask yourself, do I really want to do it? And if I really want to do it, do I want to do it for a reason? And what is that reason? So then I tried to do that, but it wasn't working out. So I found out later that is, if you're going to help somebody, don't just say, yeah, I'll help you. But you got to tell yourself in your mind, in the back of your head, I do it because I want to do it. I don't do it for any reason. I will help you. And I don't want anything, period. Because I was looking for recognition for everything I did, and that's why I was angry. So, and it got so bad that I wouldn't do anything for anybody then, because I was totally off it. So I was.
Yeah, it was kind of like a full
was a-
circle of you felt like you weren't acknowledged to the point where everybody else could just piss off because they weren't
Yeah,
acknowledging you.
or they could just use and abuse me. You see, so
Mhm.
so they would use me to fix all their bullshit things, and I would do it, and then they figured they could just piss off and never speak to me again after I fixed all their stuff. So I was looking for recognition,
Mhm.
you know, because I like to be praised, you know, so like most
Mhm.
people. But after I learned that, when I do something now, I just say, "Hey, I'll do it. Don't want anything. Don't need anything. I'm happy with to help you." And now that I understand, there's no recourse. There's nothing coming back. I'm not disappointed. I'm not angry. So
Mhm.
that was one of the big ones on your anger management. So that's another day. Yeah, interesting. Eh?
Yeah. What is the setting a standard for yourself before you dive into something? I think is always fascinating.
Well, yeah. If you want to get paid or you want recognition, then you have to tell the people that before you start, before you do anything for them. So,
Mhm.
you know, I'll take you to dinner and dance, but I want to get screwed after. So, same thing.
Yeah, that's something Bobby relates to on the daily. He's always going out dancing with the ladies.
I
Yeah,
have yet to
exactly.
see Bobby dance.
Bobby. We gotta. Oh, yeah, well, because the club's been closed since you turned 18, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
once we get there. Bobby, you should come to a rave with Ian and I.
I never been to a rave.
Me neither.
So Bobby, do you have to have a few beers into you before you approach women or talk to women?
Well, the issue is that you have to find a woman to approach first. And those.
There's a million of them.
Well, I've never been. Well, no, that's a lie. I was gonna say I've never been to a party where there's like just random people who I don't know, but that's a lie because it was at Spencer's place.
Yeah.
But
I've invited you to
like,
parties. There's always people that I don't even know that are there.
yeah, but like no, I remember the one I went to at your place. When I had a few beers in me, I just laid down. I just stole.
Yeah, you fell
dead.
asleep.
And-
Well, it's because you were sitting, you chugged 5 Palm Bays, and then you were like, oh yeah, I remember you told me, you're like, fuck, I forgot there's alcohol in this. And you stood up, and then you just went back down, and then you just laid down for the night.
yeah.
Yeah, when I was 18, I did the same thing. Yeah, 5 beers, lay down, go to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I was never a big drinker, so it wasn't a problem with me.
Yeah,
Mm.
well,
Got
Bobby, you
drunk
don't drink too
real-
much.
I got drunk. I got drunk real bad and threw up 16 times on the way home, and then didn't drink for a long time until I went to Amsterdam, and then I drank a bottle of cognac, 26er cognac,
Naturally.
and I was going like this down the street, going from brick to brick, trying to get to my hotel.
Just climbing on a wall. Well, you can just walk perfectly fine.
I got to the hotel, laid down, felt like throwing up, reached over and grabbed the sink, pulled it into the bed with me, and then threw up in the sink. So then I passed out.
Nice.
What a time.
And there was water and people in there for an hour, and I didn't remember anything. So
So lovely
Cost-
experience for you.
cost me my whole week's pay. So
I mean, that is a bad cycle. I think that is how some people fall into that cycle of they work to party, and then when they party, they blow all their money. And I think that, like, I don't think any of our friends really have an issue with that, but I think there's a lot of people that when they're 18, they don't really have a lot of financial responsibility yet, so they just burn all their money on drinking and parties and all that.
yeah, as long as it doesn't carry on into the 40s and 50s. So
When do you think is the cutoff to really start being responsible, Grandpa?
I say when you're young like you are now, get drunk out of your mind, throw up a lot of times, and then you'll probably say, I don't like that. So I
Just
say get rid of it now, and then smarten up and like these guys got brains, so you know after that it's just too expensive and it hurts the next day. So, and you
Yeah.
hate getting sick. Just keep drinking until you throw up, and then you see what it feels like. So.
Yeah, actually, I've only ever thrown up from drinking one time, and I think it was the last party I went to, and I hated it. It was bad. I didn't really. I was again the whole time. I was like, I don't want to drink anymore. This is terrible. So I think
Which one was this?
it was Amy's birthday. Have we gone to a party
Okay.
since then?
No, we haven't.
I've just been blacked out since. Not a thing has come back. The alcohol has left the system, but the brain hasn't come back to it.
Okay, what do you guys? Let's get back to sex because
Mhm.
you know
Nice.
this,
Let's
We're getting off the subject
we're
here.
approaching the end. We can close off on sex.
so. Okay, so close off on sex. So, what's your closing arguments against gay sex?
Against
Oh,
the key reason why you really don't like it.
That caught me
Yeah,
so off
Spencer goes
guard.
first. Spencer goes first.
No, I'll go last.
I mean, I don't have any argument.
You've never thought about it, eh?
Other than I'm not gonna do it, but hey, if Dawkins your thing, you have at her.
Bold.
You have at
Bold. Is that your go-to?
Yeah, that is my go-to.
Respectable.
Spencer, you should know that. So.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Bobby, why don't you like gay sex?
Mostly because I'm not gay, and
Have you tried? We've established you haven't been with women yet. You haven't been with men yet. You don't know.
How do you know, Bobby? How do you know that you don't like
I
penis?
feel like you've just been fed some propaganda, some anti-peen propaganda. We aren't about that here.
shit.
Bobby, you don't even know what it's like to slurp on a penis. So how can you tell me you wouldn't like a penis popsicle? Okay.
Well,
Listen,
if
if you
it's
can't
any-
slob on the knob,
if it-
how can you pursue the
if it's-
cooch? That's just all there is to
If
it.
it's, if it's anything like a real, if it's anything like a real popsicle, it's pretty cold. I don't know how I feel about that. No, I'm just joking.
Just that one thing sets Bobby off. He's like, my dick isn't frozen. I don't understand. Was I supposed to refrigerate it? Did no one tell me I need to refrigerate it? The funniest thing for me, when like the conversation between guys and girls, on like if a guy and a girl talk about just urinating, everybody's just lost. Like I remember like being younger, like girls will give like everybody should be like if a guy like goes to piss and like you don't wash your hands because you just like you pissed, urine doesn't get on anything. But then
And if
like
it does, I'll wash my hands.
yeah, like then if it does, then I will. But otherwise, no. But like, they're like that's disgusting because they can't think of a way to piss that doesn't get urine on. So like, there's just those like little things of I didn't really know that one little piece, and I think that shit's really funny.
Bathroom jokes went a long way with you guys, I can tell.
Oh, exactly. Yo, shit jokes, toilet jokes, piss jokes,
Yeah,
hilarious.
that was your main
Hilarious.
area from 11 till 16, right?
Exactly. That's how we get the humor.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Even now, me and Spencer may or may not have spent the whole other day laughing at just the word.
Oh, I'm so glad you're not grown up yet.
oh god, no. No, that costs too much. But
Exactly.
yeah, the whole day at work, Josephine and I walked by each other, just go penis, and we were gone.
Everyone just looks at us like, what are these two idiots laughing at?
And we can't say because it's too embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay, just
But
a minute. I gotta let the dog out.
gotta let the dog out.
I'll be right
Also,
back.
my grandpa stole my fucking dog. His headphones aren't in, so I can bring this up. But my mother went to visit my grandfather, bringing our dog, and now my dog's just staying in BC. So Matt's just fucking snag Zuzu.
Oh,
So
I would like to say something.
go ahead, Bobby. What do you think of my grandpa?
oh, your grandpa's a pretty cool dude, but this doesn't have anything to do with
Yeah.
him.
6'8".
I was gonna say I would like to give a shout out to one of our viewers.
Mhm.
I think y'all may know
Ooh.
him as the Bamboozler, if
Oh?
that's still his name,
Oh.
because
Oh,
it's his birthday
Oh
today.
yeah, it's his birthday.
it's Caleb's
birthday,
birthday. That's whack. It's our friend Caleb's
Yeah.
birthday today.
Shout
Happy
out to the
birthday, Caleb.
Bamboozler.
How old is he now?
Yeah.
Like 12, 13? He's getting up there.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you called him one of our fans, not one of our friends. So, my argument against gay sex is that men, they're too easy. It's too straightforward. I like a challenge. That's my reasoning against it.
You like the conflict, eh?
Exactly.
Men are too horny.
Exactly. It's too easy. I need a challenge. Like, my name's Spencer Ahern. The Ahern family motto is per arduo surgo. From difficulty, success. You gotta,
Gay sex, you don't have to look him in the eye. You just have to go for it. Yeah. I know.
exactly. See, no, there's no eye. There's no.
There's no contact. with you guys.
Exactly. This is why we're openly against the gays here. Grandpa, what is your main argument? Let's end this podcast on your main argument of why you don't engage in gay sex.
Well, you see, like, we're all born different, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate that because it would be so freaking boring if everybody was the same.
Mhm.
So I love a variety of people in all different makes, jobs, religions, everything. I like different. Even the stuff in my house, I like different. So, and there's not a racist bone in my body because I love all people. So it doesn't matter to me who you are or what you believe in. As long as you treat me with respect, and I'm happy.
Absolutely, Stella. Well, that is a very good message to end on. Let's end it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That was live. This will be up on YouTube, Spotify, all that stuff on Friday. You got one
What
last
do we have
message?
next week? What do we have next week?
Do you want to be on again next week?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
because
Hell yeah.
I'm not finished talking about sex yet.
Oh, of course not.
Nice.
Man's got nearly 80 years of wisdom to impart on us. Bobby, what do you want to
Exactly.
finish with?
Oh, I just want to say, like, since we mentioned being against gays,
Mhm.
Spencer, I just want to ask you what the shape of Italy is.
A boot kick and a soccer ball?
I thought you were just gonna say a boot, and then it would be funny if we pretended like we kicked you out of your own podcast because you were gay.
I am the soccer ball, and I've been kicked out. And that's where we're going to end it. Thank you all very much for watching. And let's see if Grandpa Chris is back next week. We'll see you later, guys.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye bye.
Oi.